feedback. I guess I got the right volume here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, we're out of November, which is the month of gratitude. But I'm going to take a moment to thank Jenny Evans for trading Sundays with me. Because originally I was going to speak next Sunday, the 5th Sunday. But we had kind of a family thing come up, and we wanted to be part of that. And so I asked Angelo if he could maybe work his magic, and he did. And Jenny agreed to it, so she'll be speaking next week. And I'm speaking this week, obviously. So, this is what I'm going to talk about. Okay? Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay. So we're going to talk about balance today. And so one of the things I thought about was the yin and the yang. And I wasn't really sure if that had anything to do with balance, because I've never really looked at it much. I mean, I've seen the sign and everything, so it's like, but I did look at it, and it does fit very nicely with what I'm going to talk about today, because the yin and the yang is one symbol, but there's two parts to it. So as we move into this season of joy, this Christmas season, for many people it's a season of joy, but for a number of people it's also a season of sorrow. So that fits. They're two things, they complement each other. I mean, I don't want to say I want to go around being sorrowful, but they fit. So for where there's joy, there's sorrow. For where there's people that have a family, there's people that don't have much family. For people with love, there are people without love. And, biggest thing of all, people who don't have hope need to have some hope. So although here in the New Thought realm we don't talk a lot about hope, hope is an important element for a lot of people. So, season of all those things, joy, family, love, hope. It's also the season that's the darkest. And we just lived through December 21st, which is the shortest, the darkest day of the year. So we all survived. I was talking with Angie before the service, and I said, I think the Mayans were right. They were not here to celebrate that day. So I think the Mayans had it right, but we didn't get it. So here's another part of this whole season. It's the season of stress. Oh my God, the stress. I gotta get something for this person. I have to get something for that person. I have to go to this party. I've been invited to that party. I need to go to this lunch. Oh my God, all the stress. Oh, and and we all know this about stress. It is the silent, invisible invader. You're not even aware that it's all of a sudden crept in and taken over until you're just like totally exhausted. You go, oh, I'm just so stressed out. Well, we don't need to get to that point. And that's where the balance thing comes in. That's where we're going to get some balance. So this season, this Christmas, this joyous holiday season, has a basis, a base for it actually, for giving. And that's kind of where the problems come in. So I have this really wonderful book that I love. It's called The Language of Letting Go. It's written by Melanie Beattie, and its intention is for 12-step people who are in recovery, but it works for anybody. You just pick it up and read it. It's got daily affirmations, daily readings. It's a wonderful thing. And I looked in there, and I really admired this woman's insight and knowledge into the world. So she had 2 days which were labeled giving, and one was in April and one was in December. So I kind of went through and edited what she did and put together what would work for us and what would sound good here. So here it goes. From the language of letting go. Learning to be a healthy giver can be a challenge. Are we giving because we want to? Is it our responsibility? Or are we giving because we feel obligated, guilty, ashamed, or will be superior? Or are we giving because we're afraid to just say no? There is a cycle of giving and receiving. So in this cycle, it keeps healthy energy flowing among us, between us and our higher good, and people all around us. And it takes time to learn how to give in healthy ways. It takes time to learn how to receive. So to be healthy and to do our part in this spiritual life, to be part of this endless cycle of the universe, guided by our Creator, we need to give and receive. And this is based on the desire to do it, and not the obligation, or the guilt, or the fear, or anything else. Just a desire to give. And it is not easy to do that. Now, this has been a particularly different kind of year for me. And so when I came into this holiday season, I had a lot of people that I wanted to just touch their life. And so I just kind of handcrafted some little bracelets and some necklaces and some ornaments, and usually pop up a big batch of popcorn and give that to certain people. So did a lot of that and presented it to a lot of different people. And I didn't do it because I had to, but I really did it because I wanted to, and because for me that was a good way to express the real joy of this season. And that is to just unexpectedly do something nice for someone. And then they can, and they're just so generally appreciative. And if you have the ability to personalize that item just a little bit, it means even more to them. And of course, I don't expect anything in return. I don't do it so people will give it back to me. But I do it because I realize that these people have been through a lot, have worked hard, had a rough year, and now it's time for a little celebration. So, the yin and the yang, it fits together. So if I'm going to give, then when somebody's ready to, I need to be ready to receive. And I always used to be a really great giver, but I wasn't a very good receiver. And it took me a long time to really get comfortable with people wanting to say, oh, here, we're going to give you this. I go, oh, I really, no thanks. But yes, I've learned to receive it. And now, it's a key. It's a real key, and we don't even realize it. But if you're a Deepak Chopra fan, like I am, yay for Deepak. In his book, 7 Spiritual Laws for Success, the law of giving is in there. So it's just not Melody saying we need to give and receive. Other people are saying we need to do that too. We need to give and receive. And of course I don't live home without it, because it is absolutely fabulous book. But I'm just going to read a little piece here. I'm going to read a couple pieces of this because I like to go with something that's maybe, I don't know if you can ever call anything simple. I don't know if anything's really simple, or if anything's really easy. But if you can go for the basic, you don't have to go over the top. You can just do something basic, and people will appreciate that. So, in this opening piece, introduction to this chapter on the law of giving, it says the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe, which parallels what Melanie said. So maybe she's a Deepak fan too, I don't know. But it makes sense, the giving, the receiving, the coming, the going. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. So if I want people to like me, I need to like other people. If whatever I'm looking for, if I give that away, that's what's going to come back to me. So it doesn't take a whole lot to be successful at this, but it does take practice. It does take practice. And the thing that I like about this book so much is that at the end of each of the little spiritual laws, he gives you ways to apply that and to put that into action. So I'm going to read these, and bear with me, but I think it's worth sharing. He says, I will put the law of giving into effect by making a commitment to take the following steps. And you have to be willing to step out of what's your limitation and step into a creation. And that's really my new mantra. You have to step out and then step into something new. Challenges all the time, but it's not what it is, it's how you deal with it and how you come out the other end from it. So, wherever I go and whoever I encounter, I will bring them a gift. The gift may be a compliment, a flower, or a prayer. Today, I will give something to everyone I come into contact with. And so I will begin the process of circulating joy, wealth, and affluence in my life and in the lives of others. So unknowingly, when you walk up to someone and just say, hello, how are you today? You look great. That's one of the easiest things to do.